nutrition.
And they see us as their last resort.
Every child deserves a fair chance at life.
It may only take an hour to do something that'll change their lives forever.
And you just see a whole new person, a whole new beginning. It's almost like they're reborn. I can't think of another word but phenomenal.
As a mother, I would do anything I could to help my child live a normal life, and I'm sure you would too. But what if you couldn't do anything? What if you were totally helpless? That's the situation for hundreds and thousands of parents in developing countries whose children are born with cleft lip or cleft palate. In the United States, these deformities are corrected shortly after birth, but in many countries around the world, these children are left untreated and are shunned. I'm in Lilloy Hospital. The volunteer Operation Smile medical team has come from all over the world to perform surgeries, and parents have brought their children here, hoping that they'll be selected. 9-year-old Soot has been ridiculed and rejected all his life. Soot isn't even his real name, but that's what he's been called from the day he was born. Soot means hair lip, a terrible name for a child born with a cleft lip. He's from a very poor family who could never afford surgery. When he was 5, he went for his first day of school. The other kids laughed at him and made fun of him, so he ran away from school and he's never been back. He has problems speaking, eating, and drinking.
He's got to be able to move his lips, so that's the first part of speech. So that's why we've got to be able to fix this part so he can talk better. Can you open your mouth wide? Good job. Can I hear you say ah? There are so many children that have facial deformities and cleft palate and cleft lip, and they need so much attention and help, and especially how we do it at home so young, and to think that we have 7- and 8-year-olds in these countries that need help.
If we don't do it, the children are going to have deformities for the rest of their lives. It'll affect their happiness, their ability to speak, the way they look. And if we can just do a simple procedure, it may only take an hour to do something that'll change their lives forever.
Operation Smile began when my wife Kathy and I were asked to go on a medical mission to the Philippines to take care of children who were born with cleft lips and cleft palates.
Well, in the Philippines, we turned away 250 children, and we always had hope that we would be able to take care of those kids. And we went back, we gathered a group of our friends, and we did that. We took care of those children.
That decision literally changed the course and the direction of our lives, our families' lives, our values, and I believe our purpose in life.
This little guy's name is Sun. He's 2 years old. He was born with both a cleft lip and a cleft palate, which is an opening in the roof of his mouth. His mom is very worried. Sun has difficulty eating and often chokes on his food. They don't have enough money for rice, much less to afford this surgery. She never ever thought he might have this chance. She says she wants him to be handsome. The hardest part is Operation Smile can't possibly operate on all these children this week. More than 500 kids have come here for screening, most of them from miles and miles away. But we'll only be able to help about 100 children this trip.
Why should any child, anywhere on this planet, have to live a life of misery because someone isn't there to take care of them? There's no justice in that.
Nyan, who's 3, has a beautiful smile, but it wasn't always this way. She was born with a cleft lip and cleft palate. Last year, Operation Smile repaired her lip, and she's back now to have surgery on her palate. This is the day everyone's been waiting for. Hundreds of families have been gathered here in the hot sun since very early this morning, after having spent the last 2 nights on the floor in the hospital. They're hoping and praying to hear their child's name called, to hear that they've been selected for surgery. They've been calling out children's names for over an hour now, and the families that haven't been called are getting worried. You can feel the tension and anxiety in the air. That's Sut. I'm so happy he's been chosen. He's eager. He's old enough to understand how this will change his life. There's our little guy's son. His mum must be so relieved. Now he'll have his chance to be normal, just like all the other boys in the village. That's it. No more names to be called. They've also posted the list, so now the parents are double-checking, hoping against hope that they missed hearing their name called. Witnessing the process of selection here, I find myself drawn to the faces of the mothers. As a mother myself, I was deeply impacted, first by the anxiety and the anticipation and the hope of having come this far and hoping that their child's name would be called, knowing that what stands between your name being called out or not being called out is a question of money. It seems rather simple then that I should stand here and ask you to look into your heart and to do something to help us, to help them. So please, call now, because together we can make miracles happen.
You can provide a complete surgery for one waiting child right now by becoming an Operation Smile partner. It costs only $240. Or if you prefer, you can pledge $20 a month. Your gifts will help send our teams and equipment all year round and help ensure that we can provide surgery free of charge to every child in need, so no child has to be turned away. Thousands of children are waiting. Please go to your phone now. Help us change lives, one smile at a time.
Sut's one of the first children to have surgery this morning, and he's ready to go.
Here we go.
Sut just took a look at the operating room. I guess he's having second thoughts, but he's in very good hands.
I got involved with Operation Smile way back in 1987, just a few years after it started. I thought I'd go for a few trips. I thought I'd see another culture. And here I am 15 years later, 20 missions later, 500 children later, and still loving every child that I take care of and still planning on going for the next 15 years and operating on 500 more children.
Sut's mom is waiting right outside the door. This must be very frightening for her.
We come to these countries halfway around the world and we do not sacrifice quality. We bring everything from the equipment for the anesthesia to all the sutures and all the equipment we need. We want to make this absolutely 100% as safe as the United States, and the quality we want just as high. It's incredible. In 45 minutes, I can operate on a child and take him from someone who's shunned from society, someone who doesn't go to school, someone who's ostracized